Okay, take 3. I'm trying to get some comments on this game between myself and King's Gambit, and either I forget to mention some ideas that I think are important, or I get sidetracked on something. And so hopefully this recording I'll avoid those pitfalls. So far these are book moves, and the computer mentions this is a mistake and that either E6 or D6 is preferred. I followed some of the lines and kind of got sidetracked for like 10 minutes before realizing how much time had passed, and it still wasn't quite clear to me why these moves are so much better than G6, but apparently they are. So we keep going. King's Gambit castles. I go for this fianchetto. Now D6 is part of the opening that I'm doing, even though the computer liked E6 better. I'm not crazy about D6 because it makes these dark square holes in the position, whereas D6 keeps a grip on the dark squares. I didn't like knight G5. The computer isn't crazy about it either. I thought it was too aggressive because E6 is such a convenient defense, and it's probably a move I'm going to play anyway. I also thought F4 was too aggressive, but the computer disagrees. I thought it weakened this diagonal a little bit too much, but I guess if he can get maybe C3 to blunt this bishop, and then bishop E3, then this is a great grip on the position. Also, there's this pin on this pawn right here. If this pawn never moves, then there's a fork on the F7 square. And this is something I missed in the game and didn't realize was here until after the danger had passed. So both of us missed this tactic that you can play F5, capture, capture, and if this pawn recaptures, then there's trouble happening on F7. And this is why I'm pretty sure this is why the computer doesn't like knight E7, because of this F5 trick. I think once I get castled again, yeah, so either I get castled and the computer likes playing D5 to hit this bishop. I didn't play D5 because I thought this was more to the point. I'm threatening once I play this move, boop, boop, I'm threatening, let's see, he does a nothing move like this. I'm threatening D5, takes, the knight's guarding the pawn, so the bishop drops back, and then I have this check. The king moves out of the way, and then I win this bishop. That was my idea for playing queen b6. King's Gambit sees this and sidesteps. And again missing this trick. Apparently, oh yeah, because this trick, not only does this trick think about f7, there's a fork here on f6. So King's Gambit missed some pretty strong ideas here. And so fortunately for me, he missed them. H6 now makes, like, for most of the game I thought the knight was kind of silly here. I thought my king side was fine, and so I never bothered to move him back because I thought the knight was better placed on f3, hitting these squares. But now with this tactic in mind, this idea of playing h6 makes so much more sense. So instead of bishop d7, h6, the knight moves back, and probably bishop d7 now is probably okay. We'll give the computer a second. Castle's king side is fine too, I suppose. Knight a5. Okay. Anyway, we did not go down this road. I played bishop e7 instead. Again, King's Gambit misses this threat, and again he misses the threat. And finally we get castled, and this idea I don't think is here any longer. There's probably a change in the evaluation here. Yeah. So it goes from white being up by +2, then we get castle, and now black is finally resolved this issue, and black is to be preferred. Bishop b3. Probably juking this this tempo gain like a prophylactic move. Maybe he wants to reroute it. Bishop over here. No, I don't think so. I think the bishop's great on this diagonal. Maybe he's vacating the square for the knight. Here, yeah, still, the computer still doesn't like the pressure here on f7, but now, again, I think the knight is better placed here, and I don't want to chase it to a good square. Oh, okay, so he does put the bishop on this diagonal. I didn't like a5 when I played it, and my defense is that there's a lot of pieces on the board. No pawns or pieces have been traded. It's a very complicated position, and any idea that I found, I was afraid would make my position worse instead of making it better. And so a5 is kind of like a cowardly move almost, where I'm doing this because at the very least it doesn't hurt my position too much. The computer likes knight d to f3. What? Oh, that's for white. So the computer likes b4 instead. So a little more direct. I did not play b4, and I don't really know why. Probably for the same reason that I was afraid it was. I just wanted to make a move that at the very least didn't make my position too much worse. But this looks excellent as well. This bishop has to come back. This knight is targeting a weak pawn. This bishop scope looks great. That's why I didn't play this. We go with a4. King's Gambit goes for this king side attack, which I think it's optimistic. It looks like the computer agrees. Like, he makes these holes which are long-term weaknesses in the position. I feel like if he's not checkmating me in like the next 10 moves, then this square becomes a problem. Here I could sense that I was winning, but it wasn't obvious to me how to press the advantage. My computer is suggesting, oh, here we go. Suggesting e5 instead of what I played over here was a3. I wanted to. I saw a line where I could get my rook over here, and I thought the active pieces would be worth this pawn sack. And it turns out I'm not completely wrong. I just play the wrong moves. I end up trading these dark square bishops, and there's a way to do this without trading, which we'll see in a second. But again, the computer liked e5 better than what I was playing, which that's kind of a scary move to make. e5 is just opening up this rook's eyes to this f7 square, and the computer doesn't care. The computer says don't even. Here's just the queen d1. What if I take this? Knight takes e5. I mean, like, there's no immediate threat here, but this feels like knight f4? Bishop f4. This feels double-edged, I guess. But I think what the point the computer is making is we have these three pieces that are out of the game, whereas all of black's pieces are contributing in some way, like even this rook over here is pressure on this side of the board. This rook could maybe there's a line with f5 where this rook comes alive. This knight is covering these important squares, and this square here will be a serious weakness once the position opens up. Alas, I go for this wing attack, which is okay. And here is where I mess up. Like, the computer still says it's -2 for black, and then I trade these bishops, which releases the tension on this diagonal. The computer points out if I play the knight here, now these bishops stay on the board. I'm hitting the queen. I assume if the queen goes here, am I taking this? Once d5. What if I just play here? How rook f? So we have d5, rook f to b8, or rook f to c8. So these are the ideas the computer is giving. I did not consider any of these moves, but I do like this idea of keeping these dark squared bishops on. But now it feels like white's dark squared bishop is contributing now, whereas back here it's not doing a whole lot. But after trading, I got rid of this trump card. Okay. We still have, even here, we have black has a slight edge. Knight d1 is a mistake, which surprises me. This was the move I expected to be played. And like, oh, bishop b3 is a neat move. So this blocks the rook's scope. But we're just giving up this pawn, it seems. Huh. Nice queen a5. What's wrong with just taking it? A takes b3. Interesting. I don't know why it has minus. Oh, wow. It has minus 0.76 here, and then after I play the best move, it's minus 1.76. Anyway, we'll keep going. The next idea I had, I didn't like this, which makes sense, I suppose. That I don't know why I went for this bishop. I have such a beautiful knight here, and this bishop isn't doing anything. What's the body count here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. It's suggesting this move which I thought about, but I didn't play it because I was kind of scared of this outside passed pawn. But maybe this rook with all this pressure on the center is compensation enough. I think I underestimated the activity of the rook here and maybe getting this rook over here. Anyway, it's a very complicated position, so I'm not super surprised about all of these inaccuracies and mistakes. Here I miscalculated, not this move, but this move. So here I thought he should trade these guys and then get his majors. Oh, the bishop's covering that square. Maybe get the queen over here. But so I was very surprised that the King's Gambit played h6. But I also underestimated the strength of this diagonal, because my very next move is a blunder because of this move, a3, which is a great move. Nice job, King's Gambit, for spotting this tactic. I cannot play rook takes pawn because he has queen here, which threatens mate and threatens to win the rook on a3. So fortunately I spot this, and I sack the exchange. And now, like, white is winning, but it used to be that black was winning and white had some clever tricks, like in this position. But now white is winning, but it's black that now has all the tricks. And fortunately for me, we get one of these tricks. Here I spent some time thinking about bishop here or rook here, and I spot that using the rook first, there's a king hunt happens due to these weak squares. And I expected King's Gambit to play the queen here to get on this pawn, but he plays queen f3, and now I can force the king to this file, which lets me pin the queen. And here King's Gambit resigns. Play might have continued. Like, there's a trick here. Like, if I take this guy instead, we get this. Oh, I thought this was a trick, but it's not, because we can block with either bishop or rook. Yeah, and that's the game. Any other ideas? No, I think the biggest thing is that both of us missed this tactic on f7 before I castled. So this f5 move, and I can't capture this way because knight takes f7, or in this position bishop takes f7 is probably a little better. So we both missed that idea. And then I traded off these dark squared bishops when my bishop was superior, so I shouldn't have done that. And then finally I have this great knight and a passive bishop, and I trade this knight and bishop for seemingly no reason. Missed this tactic, great spot by King's Gambit, and then just throws it away with a tactic of my own. That's it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.